What's going on, gamers? This is RJ from Game News USA here today. And every once in a while, a game comes along that catches you by surprise. It just scratches that itch. You know what I'm saying? And this is a perfect example. I'm talking about Nintendo World Championship NES Edition. This game is fantastic. I love speedrunning. Now I have a way to have my speedrun recorded in certain challenges and compare it to other people across the world. I very much enjoy it. And it's something that will continue to go on and progress week after week, trying to take down people on the leaderboard. I think for a lot of people, this game is under the radar. But for me, as somebody that liked NES Remix 1 and 2 on the Wii U, this is something that I very much have looked forward to. And you can get it for a steal. It's $30 on the eShop. Super small amount of data used. There are 13 NES games, 150 challenges. And if that's something you're interested in, there's also a physical edition that comes with a bunch of stuff for a full price $60. But I went ahead and got the digital edition, and I very much enjoy it. It's kind of clever, it's unique. You earn pins when you get A rankings by completing certain challenges. However, the critics aren't quite as high on it as I am. I would probably give it like an 85 out of 100 on Metacritic, honestly. But Metacritic has given Nintendo World Championship NES Edition a 73. And there are 28 positive reviews, 18 mixed, and 2 negative. So without further ado, let's see what the critics are saying about this game. God is a Geek says, it offers a pleasingly brisk and enjoyable format that makes it the unexpected party game hit of the summer, a 9 out of 10. And that is about where I'm thinking it is. Somewhere around that area. Area Jugones with a 90. Saying, this compilation of retro games put together with a bunch of challenges is a must-play treasure for all players. The compilation is made so that it doesn't only appeal to veteran players, but newcomers as well. Good point. I feel like a lot of people that never played these old NES games might be playing it for the very first time. And then they can go to the NSO, and they could go check those games out as well. So it's kind of a brilliant move by Nintendo. And I'm really hopeful they'll have a Super Nintendo version, because that would be pretty freaking cool. Nintendo Insider, they're not biased at all, right? They gave it a 90, saying it was a wonderfully put together package. Its 150 challenges are so addictive to play. Its presentation is slick, and implementation of multiplayer is a surprise hit. The Sixth Axis with a 90, saying the game is a fantastic way to discover or reminisce over the titles that formed the basis for many of the franchises that still dominate gaming today. Off the top of my head, let me think what games are in the NES Championship Edition. You have Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3. 2, both the American version and the Japanese version. You have Legend of Zelda 2, Kirby's Adventure, Donkey Kong, Balloon Fight, Ice Climbers, blanket on the rest, but you get the point. Those are the kind of games that are on there. CG Magazine with an 85, which is what I would give it, saying NES Edition is both a loving celebration of the event's origins and a fun and exciting introduction to the world of speedrunning. Couldn't have said it better myself. You know, I remember growing up as a kid, what I would do is when I would beat a Mario game, for instance, time after time after time, I would actually take a stopwatch and give myself challenges, like how fast could I beat the game and try to do a speed run. And now to have something sort of along those lines be in a video game is kind of neat. Every.it, which I've never heard of, gave the game an 85, saying it presents itself to the fans as an authentic love letter to the history of the Japanese giant, with an eye on the phenomenon of speedrunning, which on the iconic 8-bit home console has its most archaic roots. Yeah, speedrunning wasn't really a thing prior to 8-bit consoles, for sure. No one's speedrunning Atari games, to my understanding. Mario Bros. Really changed everything. The Games Machine with an 83, saying NES Edition is a tailor-made game for speedrunners, and played alone, it risks losing its appeal in short time. It's creature made for a well-thought-out competitive ecosystem. So I will say you can play this game offline with friends and have like a party game atmosphere going on. And but like I said, I don't think it really loses its luster when it comes to just playing it and putting a time up and competing against people online or competing against ghost data. I think you can truly enjoy both ways of playing, online and offline. Good job, Nintendo. Atomics with an 82, saying NES Edition is a great collection of challenges from NES classics. The way everything is presented results on a super fun video game that everyone can enjoy. There is one game on there I'm not enjoying. I am terrible, and I mean dog shit, at Excitebike. I can't land a jump on a hill to save my life. Like, I probably will not be getting A rank in all the Excitebike challenges. There's just no way. I'll be the first to tell you. I could probably get A rank, if not S rank, eventually, in all of those other challenges and all the other games. But Excitebike can go to hell. No, thank you. I wish Punch-Out was in it. Comic Book with an 80, saying NES Edition has a lot to love. It would be great to see similar treatment for Super Nintendo and N64 in the future. Guys, I think you can book it now. There will absolutely be a Super Nintendo version. And when that comes out, which honestly could be early next year, or maybe they'll put it out before the Switch 2 on the Switch. It's super easy game to make. I would love to see it for like a few Nintendo consoles, but I think you can definitely write this in pen. You will definitely see a Super Nintendo version, and when that happens, I'll be ecstatic. Nintendo says a modern game with a retro style that will delight speedrun fans, providing hours and hours of fun with some of the best classics in Nintendo's history. They gave it an 80. Plenty of 80s here. Screen Rant, IGN Italia, Vandal, PC Games with an 80, saying a fun retro romp that's not flawless but downright addictive. I agree. Trusted Reviews with an 80, saying with a fast-paced and addictive gameplay loop, not to mention a solid amount of multiplayer content to keep things feeling fresh, I could see myself coming back to NES Edition time and time again, even if it's just to shave a millisecond from my reigning records. yeah, the constant replayability, how quick the challenges are, it just makes you want to go in there and be like, I got to shave off a second. I got to shave off a millisecond. I got to put up the best time I could possibly put up. And that's the addictive nature, is trying to perfect a run for those that are going to be that deep into the game. Game Informer with a 78, saying, I have my frustrations with the game's coin system to unlock additional content. Let's talk about that. I do, to an extent, have an issue with the coin system to unlock content. I feel like maybe if you beat the level prior, you should just unlock the next level. And the coins be something you just buy character emblems for, or whatever you can already do. But I found myself on day one getting to a point where I ran out of coins, and I'm like, so what do I do? Just play this game and pound my head against the wall on the same things, even if I don't want to replay, just to earn peanuts, pennies, to maybe unlock another challenge? I think I decided the best way to handle this is I play it until I can't unlock anything else, and then I'll come back like next week and do some of the weekly challenges, get some more coins, then unlock some more stuff. So it gives the game some longevity. So I probably won't play it again until next week, so I haven't seen all the challenges yet. Why don't we do some mixed reviews? Nintendo Life with a 70, saying, it doesn't make a great first impression. It's a downgrade in many ways to NES Remix. I think that's a good conversation to have. Was NES Remix better than Nintendo World Championships? I think probably. I still think NES Remix might be better, or about the same, really. To me, this is the equivalent of an NES Remix 3. Just done a little differently. I would love to see NES Remix 1 and 2 just get ported from the Wii U to the Switch. I mean, that's one of the games that should have absolutely come. GameSpot with a 70. GameSpot, notoriously hard reviewers, saying the game feels more like a platform than a game itself. It's a set of tools to gently introduce players to speedrunning and to encourage some light competitive hooks. So, I mean, we've seen games that feel like platforms before. I mean, the NES Remix games obviously have. Mario Maker has. Mario Maker is more of a platform than a game, if you want to call it like that. It's still all a video game, so. Destructoid with a 65, saying, it feels like it would fit better as an additional mode to some sort of NES Remix compilation. I mean, you're not wrong. VGC with a 60, I think that's way too low, saying, for retro enthusiasts with access to like-minded friends and family, this Switch Challenge collection is a genuine local multiplayer hit. For solo players and those looking to compete others online, however, it's far less impressive package. I disagree with the last part. I think it's fun online too, and I think it's fun solo. I did tons of it last night. PC Mag with a 50, saying Nintendo World Championships NES Edition for the Switch valiantly tries to evoke the speedrunning spirit of Nintendo's real-world 1990 competition, but the challenges are too flimsy for a 2024 release. Guys, and I've heard this criticism, some of these challenges are so tiny. They're so insignificant, and I understand the complaint. It's one of the reasons why I won't give it a higher score. When you literally have a challenge that's like, get a mushroom, or open a door, or pick up something. It's like, and it takes like 2 seconds, like pop a balloon. It's like, that's one of the 150. So, is that really riveting? Is that really what we want with challenges? Like, they should be more full levels, I feel. A little more to them. And a lot are towards the later half of your challenges as you go on. But these early ones are like, they're easing you in, like, but they're just so minute. So I understand the complaint. Let's get to the 2 negative reviews, though. And this is where they bottom out. They're both 40s. Silly Consera says the game is a release held together by sentiment and atmosphere, partly because that aspect of the game is so good and partly because of the reminder of the game is so devoid of merit. I understand. It's a content complaint. My argument is it's $30. I mean, I feel like you got more bang for your buck out of this than you did a Luigi's Mansion 2 HD or a Princess Peach Showtime, Mario vs. Donkey Kong at $50, or a Donkey Kong Country. Well, maybe not Donkey Kong Country, but those 3 games this year we've seen: Luigi's Mansion, Peach, Mario vs. Donkey Kong. All those games were overpriced for what they offer compared to this at $30. So that's what I would keep in mind. And yes, it is held together by sentiment. If this was Sega Master System Collection or whatever, or Speedrun, I wouldn't care. No one would buy that. Maybe a few people, but I wouldn't. Even at $5. Tech Radar Gaming with a 40, saying, I can't help but wish Nintendo offered a SKU of the game in the West similar to what's been offered in Japan. So they're talking about the physical edition. There's some differences there. So they are complaining about that. But it's kind of weird to bring that up in a review. We're supposed to be reviewing the game, guys. Like, can we leave the box sets out of it? I mean, I don't think that's part of your job description. I could be wrong. But anyway, guys, I think that about covers it. I highly recommend this game. Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. Highly recommend it. I'm super stoked for a Super Nintendo version of this in the future, which will most likely happen. And I think Metacritic's got this too low. They got it at 71. And I think when you consider the price, especially being $30, I think you got to bump this up to an 85. It's going to be something I'm going to check back in on week after week and play just a little bit of. I'm glad it's in my portfolio. And if you guys get in on this, let me know in the comments below if you're going to be doing some of these speedruns and some of these challenges and what you think of the game. If you've made it this far in the video, I just want to appreciate you all for watching. I've noticed an increase in comments and an increase in subscribers and views. So I just want to thank everybody for the support. Some of you all think I'm possibly an absolute weirdo. Some of you guys think I'm a nice guy. And either way, I will continue to put up videos from this trap house. I mean, my house. And we will have a good time. So with that being said, have a good one. Peace. I'm out. See ya.